What is up, buds? Welcome to Weed&d, the pop positive live tabletop role-playing experience. I am your dungeon master for the night, Brandon Allen McClanahan, but my buds call me Bam. Holy crap, guys, it is so good to be here. Let me take a little sippy here. I have been wizarding this week. I'm back to doing my my evil wizard gig at the Excalibur, and I tore up my pipes screaming a little too much, so bear with me if I'm a little coffee today. Oh my God, it is so good to be back, buds. We are thrilled to get back to resuming this story. We don't have a ton of time. Unfortunately, we have a couple conflicts tonight, so we're just going to get pretty much right into this thing. Thank you guys for hanging with us. Thank you for checking out Monster Mash. If you didn't see it, that'll be dropping over on the YouTube soon. The Behind the Greens was amazing with Brenna and Nicole and I. And then my man Gus, of course, held it down in the Monster Mash. So it's been great while we've been trying to figure out how to adjust to some of the problems that we've had on the tech side of things. But it looks like we got everything laid out. Thank you for bearing with us. If things are a little weird, they might be, and we're gonna just deal with it. So I am so very much excited to be back here to play Dungeons & Dragons with my 5 favorite human beings in the world. And speaking of those human beings, in order to start this show off, I gotta pass this joint through the magical fibers of the interwebs to my dear and wonderful friend Brenna. Brenna, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Bam. Brenna Folger here. You also know me as Bruenor the Serpent, the Serpent Slayer, Prince of the Many Seas. And also, I was thinking, you said coffee. My favorite hot beverage, if I were to choose between tea and coffee, is coffee. How about you, Abby? What's up, girl?
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, like you said, my name's Abby Dandy, but I am better known as Tynna Smoothhands around these parts. Smoothest hands in the West, thank you very much. Wow, tea or coffee? You know, I'm a tea kind of lady, you know, like a nice little matcha, a hot matcha situation. I'm fancy. But what's your beverage situation, Drew?
Oh, thanks, baby. Baby tea over there. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with it too. What up, y'all? Drew, Thoricus the dwarf, and I'm a straight up tea man, y'all. Big time in it, big tea in it. Yeah. Anyway, fucking so glad to be back with these awesome human beings and with y'all. Let's just fucking do it up. Let's have some fun. I ain't gonna try to waste no more time. Best friend, airdropping it to you, parachute style coming. Oh, there it goes.
Ooh, there it goes. Man, sticks the landing every time. Big T, baby T, all the buds. It's a glorious evening. I missed you guys. Jake Taylor here as Real Authervon, the level 10 Arcane Trickster Rogue. Yeah, I'm on Team Coffee, y'all. I just love it. Day or night, always good. What else is always good is this guy up here. What's going on, Gus?
Oh, yo, appreciate it, Jake. What's up? It is your boy, Gus Two Blunts Langley, a.k.a. Ron McDon, a.k.a. Riley Escobar, a.k.a. Divot the Lightning Dodging Death Dealer. Let's get this party started. Here you go, Bam.
Oh, it made it back. Guys, I'm like dripping with joy right now to just be getting ready to jump back into this thing. I love this project so much. I love all of the buds so much. And I fucking love you guys so goddamn much. This team is just amazing, and it fills my heart with joy to be back. In order to start this thing off, we got a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it, maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter, like this little sky blue number I got going right there. Make sure we're not going to light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go. Lighters up. Oh, let's play some fucking D&D.
WeeDnD, high fantasy, literally for you and me. So load up bowl and make a roll to take control. WeeDnD.
Ooh, the intro. Oh, the sweet, sweet intro. Sorry, like I said, my pipes are a little thrashed. Oh, but if you will, please allow me to set the mood. When last we left the Ferocious Five, they were engaged in a battle with the vicious bounty hunters known as the Drown'd Hounds. After calling upon the divine intervention of Shantia to heal the withered body of Ubre the Calloused, gifting her with youth and vigor anew, the five headed south, as so instructed by General Crephus, leader of the Hounds. Along the way, they found many dead fish, the poison which killed them seemingly flowing from the northern rivers near the city of Nam Buldir. Continuing onward, they came upon a waterfall near a strange, dilapidated tower that sat upon an island, with a strange ship floating in the deeper waters nearby. It was then that the trap was sprung. As Divot investigated the windowless ship, it suddenly sunk under the water as a dozen blue electric tentacles shot up from below. Bruenor and Brian engaged in a battle with the strange creature known as Moody Black, and the crows that make up her physical form around a strange green magical stone atop the tower. Divot turned into a giant shark and plunged into the depths. Rial adopted his aquatic transformation, Vaporial, and Thoricus was pulled beneath the water by a crushing tentacle. As Tynna stood on the cliffs, aiding her allies with healing magics, a massive ship's anchor blew through her stomach and began dragging her away. All right, guys, we jump back in. You guys are all standing around the waterfall to the south of Emerella. You know, currently, Bruenor, you stand atop this strange dilapidated tower that stands upon the island. You know, the room around you is dank and old, as if there's an ancient quality to it. You know, when you breathe in the taste of old wet wood, something you're very familiar with as a sailor. It's almost a little comforting. You know, the green giant arcane rune floating in front of you that you saw Moody, steer and aim and shoot at Rial. This strange device, Bruenor isn't particularly adept in arcane matters, but you were able to determine that it is a magical item and that you might be able to interact with it. You couldn't necessarily deduce how to do so. Thoricus, the air, what's left in your lungs, you having a higher constitution, you're able to last underwater for quite a while. But you watch as some of the air bubbles start escaping your lips. You're a smart battlefield tactician, Thoricus. This is still a battlefield, even though it's underwater. You take your constitution, lock in your lungs, and the last of the air you feel sitting in a healthy pocket, like those little sonic bubbles inside your chest. You kind of look over, you're gazing the underwater horizon. You're not adept at seeing underwater so much, things seem kind of diluted and faded in front of your eyes, but you do make out the small shape of Rial hiding in the shadows around some aquatic rock, not too far away from you, maybe 30 feet, just kind of peeking out. You see his aquatic transformation, his gills on the side of his neck, breathing in the water. You also see the massive shape of Divot as a shark swimming through the waters. You see him smelling some of the electric blue blood that runs in the rivers nearby. The thunderous crash of this waterfall, even to those of you underwater, you hear it rumbling in your ears, sending up this beautiful mist that vaporizes and almost catches a rainbow. And as you all kind of look, Bruenor, you turning back, looking at Brian flying across the air back toward Tynna, you all at the same time, Thoricus, you all kind of look up, even underwater. You see the frame of Tynna standing at the edge of the cliff, having just, sent a healing spell down. The anchor burst out of her stomach. Tynna, you look down, you can't believe this. You heard no sound, you heard nothing, and suddenly this chain emerges from your stomach. You hear the laugh of Captain Crephus. Tynna, you feel a foot as the anchor pulls tightly against your stomach. Someone's setting their foot on your shoulder. You all look up, you see the kind of like beautiful water vapors turning into rainbows, and then juxtaposed with this absolutely horrible sight as Tynna Smoothhands has an entire ship's anchor stuck out of her stomach, pulling back against her body. You see the boots, the pirate boots of Captain Crephus, his all yellow outfit. He's got, his yellow jacket. Again, it's been a little while, so I'm going to describe some of these guys again. But this is, again, some of the amazing work done by Sean Gilchrist. You see Captain Crephus, the sadomasochist pirate captain, piercings all across his scarred body. You see chains just moving of their own accord. Tynna, as you're close to it, you almost feel the grinding of those chains as each pull of the coil kind of echoes inside your own body as you feel the movement of this kind of living chain that runs around him. He's got a bear trap set on his shoulder. His weapons that hang on either side of him are just these old fishing spears that he's bent backwards into these twisted, mangled metal hooks, and which also attach to the chains that hang, down toward the ground. He's got a big, giant yellow captain's hat that even it has some chains kind of falling off of it, and a plume of gorgeous bird feathers. You look up, you can even Thoricus from underwater, you can see the sinister smile as his kind of blackened teeth look down upon you. You hear him call out, "Is this your best? Is this the best you can do? I said bring your A game." You see he pulls back. Tynna, you feel the anchor edging into your stomach. Though, you look down and there's a pretty tremendous amount of blood spilling out from your middle section. You're starting to be pulled up the river. And suddenly, Tynna, over the roar of the waterfall, you hear a sound. No! You kind of turn and look over your shoulder. You see Toko the hatchet. The big bugbear frame, his big leather pads that cover his face and his mouth and his eyes. He just moves as one giant, hulking form, built like a brick shithouse. You see him running, some of the light captures off the original Lucille axe that Thoricus had bestowed, upon him, and he starts running up. Tynna! He jumps into the air, and you see Lucille swing down with a strike, cutting the chain. Tynna, you lurch forward and the great anchor falls on the ground in front of you. You turn around, you see Creefus like, "What's this?" He kicks you, he's got his foot on your shoulder and he kind of pushes you to the ground, Tynna. Turning around, "What's this?" And he has to dodge as the axe just kind of swings right by his face. You all watch, as you're kind of like, Thoricus, you're being pulled under the water. Rial, you're trying to make out what's going on. You see Tynna on her hands and knees kind of leaning over the cliff. You see Creefus turn around, and suddenly all these chains burst out of him, kind of like a Dr. Octopus. You see 8 different chains just going up in the air, and he grabs the bear trap on his shoulder. "Oh, what's this? Someone wants to play." You see he starts swinging it around in the air. Toko swings one way, swings the other, and it seems like Creefus is a step ahead of him at all points. Finally, Toko looks down, Thoricus, he makes eye contact with you. He sees you like bubbling in the water, and he's like, "For the Raka!" And he lifts his hand up in the air. "Yeah!" You hear his voice billowing over the canyon. It soars over the waterfalls. And as his hand is up in the air, you see these chains wrap around his wrist. What? It pulls back. You can see his shoulder is broken immediately. Another chain grabs his other wrist and wraps him around the back. Creefus walks up, the chain's lifting him in the air in front of him. You see Creefus isn't even holding his weapons. He's just kind of looking at him suspended in the sky. You all know Toko is in grave danger. Bruenor, what do? We're back in initiative, by the way.
First of all, I'm not surprised by seeing any of that. As soon as I heard Toko, I went, "Oh God, he's going to die." So, but I cannot really, I guess I look behind me because I see the bird lady.
Yes, Moody Black,
lady.
the large,
Moody.
sorry, I didn't describe her either. Let me just throw her up too.
That's okay.
But yeah, Moody Black, that's not the right one. You see again, it's basically just a cloak full of about, 100 different crows. From different times, you'll see like 6 or 7 eyes poking out through the eye slits, some hay and straw and stuff from the robe sticking out.
Yeah.
The bottom of the robes just curl into these really twisted, sinister loops. But yes, clearly a beast of magic.
So something about the Drown'd Hounds is all of them, to some degree, are real hot, depending on the person, right? Like they're a group of hotties, the Drown'd Hounds. So it's up to perception, but everybody in that group, to Bruenor, smoke show. Complete smoke show. So, especially because they're very talented and good at what they do, right? So, I see Moody Judy Black. I see her, and I'm verklempt, like, this is really exciting, Okay. So I look at Moody, and I'm like, listen, 1 second. You're incredible. You're awesome. I'm here for you. And I turn back up towards the waterfall. Can he hear me if I yell out enough?
Yes.
Okay.
Totally.
So for Kiefer, so he asked if this was the best we could do, and I just want to go, no, we could do better, but you made it sound like you were gonna be honorable and do like a gentleman's agreement, but then I completely forgot you're the Drown'd Hounds. So my bad. Can I also throw my so my shield? I realize I'm looking out at everybody, and I didn't do a helpful thing. I see Thoricus. Can I maybe, because my shield helps them with breathing, right?
Yes.
Can I just I'm gonna take a fucking chance here. Can I use my shield and fucking frisbee it down to hit Thoricus so that I can give him the ability to breathe underwater?
Okay, I'm gonna double check because I like the idea. I just want to give you as much range as possible. Let me look at the battlefield here. So, unfortunately, just because of the way things kind of fell out, you see Thoricus on the east side of the river, past where the river splits around the island. The current is a little harder on this north pass as it fades down toward the west. You see him kind of fighting with this giant tentacle that has him grappled underneath the water. He is not close enough to anybody else, Bruenor. But I think this is super cool. It's a little outside of the functionality. I will tell you, however, Bruenor, you won't have a shield until you get it back.
I know.
Okay, so you'll lose the 2 AC. You can use your weapon two-handed, which is kind of nice. But you will.
What I was gonna go.
Yes. So I'm gonna allow it because it's dope. Just kind of Captain America-ing your water-breathing shield into the water. But yes. So Bruenor. That'll be your action. That will be your to throw and activate the spell at the same time. I'm gonna go ahead and draw. Oh, is it time?
Oh my god!
It's time. It's time, guys.
You might notice that this shield looks a little bit like a square. All right, so Bruenor, this might be something we'll keep track of. But currently, you watch as your shield sinks to the bottom. As it kind of starts glowing blue with this energy, and you see it bask its light upon Thoricus, who can now breathe underwater for the next day. Thoricus, you've seen this magical effect before, and you feel that, like as if you had gills, you can now breathe this water around you through magic.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just, everyone else has the ability to breathe right now a little bit, other than Tynna, who, I don't know what's going on, but but I kind of just want to give, at least help Thoricus. And then I yell,
everybody else is breathing water just fine.
That's lower on Tynna's list right now.
Yeah, just breathing in general would be nice.
That would be great.
Yeah.
So that's my action. I throw my shield, and I also yell out to Kiefer Sutherland.
All right, so you're kind of, standing. You have the rest of your moves, so I don't want to force you into being. I know I'm not showing you the top-down view of this room. You kind of have to walk over toward the edge. You know what I mean? So do you want to stay there near the edge, or do you want to move somewhere else in the room? Again, there's that floating crystal in the center of the tower. Each corner of this thing is probably 15 feet wide, so it's probably 7 feet away from you at any point where you are in that room. So the crystal's there, and Moody Black is on the other side. Kind of catty corner to you.
Okay, so I'm staring at Moody, and I want to keep an eye on other birds around. I want to kind of maybe, is there anything in the room that I could pop up in case she throws a bird at me or something, as a shield?
Okay, make me a give me a perception check.
Okay.
In combat, you're kind of looking around. Is there anything in here? Even if it's not a shield, you're a trained shield master. With 21. Yes, so it's not a magical shield like your sweet shield, but you're kind of looking around the room. There's an old wizard's desk, you know what I mean? You can kind of tell this tower used to be a wizard's tower of some kind. There's old worm-eaten books that lay on the ground. You look over and you see this kind of ancient wooden desk. 3 of the legs are broken on it, and because you do have 2 attacks and you only use 1 to throw the thing, you just kind of run over Bruenor and you can see this table. However you want to modify it, you can, but you'd be able to bust it and turn it into some kind of a shield if that's what you wanted to do.
Yeah, if I could use a bonus action to make that happen, if that doesn't affect
you have the
anything.
other, part of your attack action would grant you a second swing, and you still have your movement and your bonus. That's totally fine with me.
Cool.
It does, just so you know, though, it will take your bonus action next round to put to equip the shield.
Cool. I'm just making sure I have something available to me in case this sexy ass bitch starts throwing birds at me.
So Bruenor, you run over, you step on this table, and you see it just flying through the air. Now there's no handle or anything on it, so you, with your tremendous strength, just punch through the board, and you literally have it like your fist is stuck inside of it as you're kind of using it like a shield. So yeah, you have this thing braced in front of you. You know, you've heard Moody is quite a terrific beast. Bruenor, you would actually be familiar. We've said you know of the Drown'd Hounds. Moody is the one that people talk about because she's almost like a ghost. You know, sailors have this practice where they'll take crows and let them go when they're near land. And if the crows don't come back, they assume there's land nearby because the crow found land, and rather than fly back to the ship. Now, Moody is said to be the combined life essences of all the crows that never found land and never made it back. So as these spirits of these crows fall into the ocean, Moody Black then went and gathered them and brought them into herself. And she and they are no longer two separate entities. She is simply the infused life essence of all these crows that kind of had this cursed death on the ocean. You know, so she looms, you know, as you're in the room with her. I mean, she's a creature of pure magic. You know, you're looking at, you know, nothing too ridiculous for the five, of course, but you do. It's like if you know, it's not like she's a witch, you know, controlling these crows. They very much are a part of Moody Black, and Moody Black is the crows.
Yeah, she's the sexy murder of crows. I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you still have Brian's action as well. If you recall, you sent him back to kind of fly toward Tynna. He's about halfway over the chasm right now, looking back. You know, you see him kind of alert to the fact that you're in danger. It's hard for him to leave you in this instance, but he knows you wanted him to go that way. So what do you want Brian to do?
Yeah, so I wanted him to go get Tynna. Now I'm just scared to get him too close to those chains since Toko is about to get got.
You see, you know, his big buff body just like constricting as the chains seem to be crushing his arms, his broken shoulder hanging out of socket, you know, Tynna in a pool of her own blood on her hands and knees.
Crap. Okay. Cool. I'm gonna want Brian to... I want him to kind of come down and see if I can get Tynna to maybe fall over the side of the thing and Brian can like catch her, but that I'd have to wait for her turn. So can I like get him over there and like not up by the water, not like above, but like maybe underneath. So like if she falls off, he's there to catch her? Yes,
absolutely. You know, again, the distance between you and he is pretty large. You know, Brian kind of coasts. You see him, you know, he kind of dodges one of the electric tentacles that just kind of whips up and tries to catch him, but he's too thick and too wiggly. By the way, join our Discord. Munch Party has been animating all these Brian things, and they're amazing. Go there. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Go to our Discord. Look at these freaking animations. Munch, you're the gold standard. All right. Okay, so Brian does, you know, as you see him soar by one of the tentacles as he kind of, you know, braces himself. You see he takes one arm and kind of holds onto the rock, you know, like if she's falling with good velocity, he'll be able to catch her. And so he kind of anchors himself to the wall. You know, you see his wings kind of tucked back behind him and he's looking up, you know, his mouth is open and he's ready to catch her, not quite having the movement to necessarily engage in combat with Crephus, nor necessarily wanting to risk those chains. So yes, Brian has set himself down there. I would say, because if you want, like, one of the tentacles would be attacking at him. If you want him to do a round of attacks on a tentacle, that would be, in this case, this one right here would be close enough.
Oh hell yeah! Then yeah, I think I want him to bite it. I want to go hum. So let me do that. What? I mean,
unfortunately, yeah. You see, he's too concerned with Tynna. You know, he's so worried about her. He kind of bites down, if anything, just to keep the tentacle off of him, so that he can fly when the need be. But yes, unfortunately, a 9 armor class is not good enough. So you see Brian, you know, still the water from the waterfall kind of beating down on him too at the same time. So yeah, he did not levy a blow against them. Does he have anything else you want to do, or is that the end of Brian?
Let me see. Yeah, that'll be it for him right now, because I want to save up his fire stuff, his breath weapon. Yeah.
All right, so Bruenor, you're now done, which makes it Moody's turn. So let me, I apologize. My mouse broke just before this, so I'm a little slower on my click arounds than I used to be, but just hang with me.
Oh, jeez,
sweet.
Louise.
Sweet. D&D Beyond hates me, so that's cool. All right, so yeah, you see Bruenor Moody is going to exactly kind of as you had worried about. You see Moody's going to shoot a couple crows at you. You know, you see the robe or the giant cloak that's hanging, you know, down near the bottom where it splits. It just shoots open, and you're like looking to see what's in there. Like, does Moody have a body, or like, what is this? And suddenly you just see like the yellow eyes of a dozen crows, just kind of shooting almost like a stream of water at you. You know, you hold the board up and you hear the birds slapping against it, and they're coming with such force that their beaks start shooting through the wood. You know, you're kind of dodging out of the way. Here comes 3 beam attacks. 3. Your AC is dope. You do have the +2 AC from your shield. 23 AC, 21 AC, and a 14 AC.
I have 21 AC, so the first 2 hit, right?
The first 2. All right, so that is boom, 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 boom. You know, you see as you're kind of holding this shield up, you know, it's pretty much the entirety of the table. You know, you just kind of punch through it. You see as the birds start coming through, they're breaking off pieces at the top, at the bottom, as the side. And it's like you feel like there's just a river of these birds blasting against this shield, you know. You're holding it up as best you can to protect yourself when suddenly you see one of the beaks that's been shot through gets pushed through, you know, like those old pencils, by another bird. And you see the beak just like a dart shoots into your shoulder. You take 16 force damage. You know, you feel the beaks kind of severing and lock near the bone. But yeah, you have stood up to the blast of Moody, and that's no small feat indeed. You know, you see the corpses of birds just like splatting around you as they seemingly die, and then you see them turn into little puddles of water. So that was Moody's attack. Moody is going to move up to you, Bruenor. You see the cloak kind of just floats, and you see Moody goes right. Oh, actually, no. Moody's going to stop at that gem in the middle of the room. You see the kind of floating green gem. Moody like stops on one side, and then you see her phase through the crystal. You know, as if it passes through the cloak without the cloak catching on the crystal. She's now standing between you and it. You know, you see a couple crows flying out from underward. You know, the crows around you now turning into puddles of this dark water at your feet. But that is the end of Moody's turn. Tynna Smoothhands. You know, down on your hands and knees, looking over the edge of this cliff. What do you do?
I will say, like, I am in pain. This is a bad situation, but this situation, like, this guy's hot. Like, Bruenor's right. Like, I'm kind of like, something is awakened in Tynna in this moment that she's gonna file away for later. Just put that, okay.
Bruenor's into Doomfish. Tynna has a thing for these chain guys. Yeah.
We don't have to unpack it all right now. In fact, we probably shouldn't. Is the chain like still actively in my gut?
So the chain was cut, so like the heavy part of the anchor like fell. So you're kind of like on your hands and knees looking at it. You know, it's covered in some of your own like blood and intestine bits and stuff. It's just like this gruesome sight in front of you. I'm gonna be 100% transparent. Tynna, this was a storyline attack, okay? So I'm not gonna actually take your hit points away from you. It was that we had some things that we were shifting around at the time. Those things didn't end up happening. So I just want you to know, I'm not gonna penalize you for a storyline attack. But yes, you are looking down. What damage you have currently is already part of that. You know, it's like you're looking down on your stomach, but yeah, you didn't take any additional damage.
The leftover residue of Shantia's energy is still coursing through my veins from helping
talk to your god.
Creaseless the other day, right?
Yes.
A little bit. But do I see Brian? That's
You do. So you're kind of, you know, if honestly, had you been standing 6 inches closer to the edge when your weight fell, you would have just down into the water, you know, so your hands are literally like sitting on the skittering rocks of the cliff as you look down at your friends. You know, you see Brian looking up at you. He's maybe 5 feet from you. It's not even that far of a jump for you. So he's braced and ready for you.
Yeah, I see him rolling over as much as I can, crawling over. I don't want to waste my energy, so I'm crawling in the dirt on my hands and knees and then roll over onto Brian.
you feel that faith in Shantia. It's like most people jumping off of a cliff would feel this tremendous swell in your stomach. You happen to know if you die, the only thing that happens, Tynna, is you finally get to meet the Green Lady, And so in this new kind of virtuous moment that you have, the Green Lady,
Lady.
It's been a while. So yeah, Tynna, you kind of just let your body go, and you're completely relaxed when you land on the back of Brian's wings, which prevents you from pulling a muscle or something like that. You just land comfortably. You see he's got you braced. He's unable to move until his turn, but you're kind of out of the way of Creefus. Toko, you hear him just as the chains kind of squeeze around him. But now you're on Brian now, Tynna.
Okay, cool. And was that my action?
That's just your move, actually, because you didn't have to jump or anything special. You basically just fell. So yeah, that's just your move.
Okay, cool. Well, sorry, give me 1 second to think about what I want to do. I think I want to cast a protective spell on Brian. I see it, and I'm so grateful that he's there, and I just want to maybe a little bless. Yeah, I'm gonna cast bless on. Okay. And I'm gonna apply it. I believe I can. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the D&D Beyond. I'm all over the place. I should just.
We're trying to work with the new extension too, so we're seeing what the best. We want this to be the best we can make it for you. So we're still trying things out because we love you guys and we want you to have the very best.
Okay, so I have that energy of Shantia coursing through me, and I want to extend the favor again to my friends. And it's within 30 feet, so I'm gonna believe Rial's there too. I don't think I can reach Thoricus, but yeah, I'll give a little bit of bless magic to Brian and Rial.
Nice, getting additional 1d4 to his saving throws and his attacks. Bruenor, just so you know, you get to add a d4 to those. I'll remind you as well, but just keep in mind. So yeah, you guys, Rial, that's for you as well. Extra a d4 to any of your saving throws or your attack rolls. You feel that blessing of Shantia. Again, Tynna, it was kind of a storyline and a wound inflicted on you. So too shall it mostly be removed as you connect to that benevolent light to share not just blessing, but Shantia's blessing. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, anyway. So as you do that, you feel that holy golden fire in your stomach kind of sealing that wound as you look down and, call upon her aid and protection for you, Brian, and Rial.
And the bless, if it can it come out of my stomach chakra almost, and it touches them from there, the holy light from there.
It so can.
Okay, cool.
It so can. Yeah, you just see like a little glowing yellow golden glyph, and then the blessing comes out, and it's like the glyph's presence starts healing the skin around it as you call upon this, the life energy of Shantia. Is that the end of your turn, Tynna Smoothies?
Yeah, that'll be it. Yeah.
Little smooth hands. Belated happy birthday to Babe.
Yeah!
Oh, guys. I will. Let's smoke to that, team. Oh my gosh, it's so good to be back. All right. So if that's the end of your turn, Tynna, you're now comfortably set upon the large wings of Brian the Dracodile. And Divot, you smell that electric blue. You're part Divot, part shark in this moment. And so like that smell of that electric blue blood in the water is just making every atom on your, big, long, slick body just tingle. But you can smell in this water in a way, like Divot can see with the robe of eyes, you can now see with your sense of smell as you kind of imbue this giant shark wading through the waters. What do you do?
Yes, I am the giant shark. All right. So my movement speed as the shark is 50. Who can I get to?
Honestly, you pretty much, with a 50, you can get to anything except for really like the ones on the side by the waterfall or on the other side of the boat. I'm going to just put a ping there. Like these guys would probably be a little hard to reach. But other than that, I think you get to just about anybody.
Okay. I want to get to the closest one that doesn't have all of its hit points.
Okay, so there is only one that has been struck, and it's the one Thoricus is fighting right now. So you see there's like a little bit of jet of that blue blood kind of coming out near the stem where it's wiggling as he's kind of like fighting against this great constrictive force of this electric blue tentacle.
I smell that blood and I absolutely lose control. I see what's going on with Thoricus and it's even worse. Like a fucking toy pedo that you used to play with in the neighborhood pool. I just straight at this thing and go to bite it.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an attack, Divot.
All right, so...
A shock attack.
with advantage because it doesn't have all of its hit points.
Correct. It's bleeding, so you're just like you're several rows of teeth.
Did that roll 1 or 2?
It rolled 1, but I think that
Okay.
1 is good enough either way. But let's see if you got a crit.
All right, yeah, cool.
Okay, no crit, unfortunately. But yeah, no, you did. You blast him, dude. You kind of, your bite lands. You taste the electric blue tentacle in your, the blood in your mouth as you clamp down and just kind of squeeze it like the end of a mustard bottle as you crush the body of this tentacle. And so as the blood just jets into your mouth, how much damage do you do?
That's gonna be 3d10 plus 6.
Ooh, nice. Plus 6, so 22 damage.
22.
22. God, I love you guys. All right, it's so good to be back. So 22 damage, Divot. All right, so this is where the dual mind of the shark and Divot at the same time kind of comes into play. You bite onto this thing. Now, Divot, you were part of you watched the destruction of one of these other tentacles, and it was pretty full of fortitude. It seemed to take several strikes from Bruenor and Brian to kill that other tentacle. You bite through, and it feels like it's a little weaker than the other one that you saw. You kind of rip away, and the tentacle severs Thoricus because it's dead. Suddenly you're just like, and you just pull the little suction cups off the tentacles off your body and cast them to the side. A great eruption of this electric blue tentacle blood starts stretching around. Now, one thing to note, it doesn't dissolve or disappear. It just kind of starts floating down this river, floating away. It's not, again, kind of like the magical nature of Moody Black. This thing actually seems to be there's like some realness. There's like a creature to this thing. And so yes, Divot, with 22 damage, you see, you rip it apart, and then you watch all the other ones. They shake for a second as you rip them away, and then finally, snap back down and resume. But it does appear, if you remember the first one, it didn't. Like they all didn't really react to pain from the first one. But it seems like with each one that is being removed, they're more sensitive and thus also a little weaker.
Okay. Do I have any movement left?
Oh yeah, because that would put you. I would say that was probably about half of your move, Divot. So if you wanted to end up anywhere north or south of where you're at, you could. You could also plant yourself right on top of this other tentacle if you wanted.
We're still underwater, and Thoricus is underwater also.
Yes.
Can I offer a fin to him?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. And with the rest of your movement, if you want to just get him to the top of the water, you could.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So Thoricus, if you take the invite from this giant shark, he's offering to take you back up to where the air is good.
Look, you don't get an invitation like that and turn it down, okay?
It's true.
It's not
I know you
special.
can breathe now, but I want you to be able to see what's going on.
Right, exactly.
Look-ski.
Goggles.
Thoricus, as your head emerges from the water, you see Tynna, laying upon the back of Brian, that kind of holy glow coming off of her. You kind of check in with Rial. You see he's settled now. He's ready for his strike as well. You've got a little movement on your side, and conveniently, it's your turn in initiative if Divot's done.
Oh yeah.
Boom. So Thoricus, as you pop your head up, you kind of see that. Again, Thoricus being one of the ones who was aware of this thing, you do see that weird barrel still just kind of sitting over there on the east side of the island.
Why?
It's not even that big a deal. I'm just making, it's been a while. It's been a while.
I suck at making decisions. And then you just pile all these extra options on top of me.
So, because this is awesome,
do this or...
Thoricus, if you wanted to use Divot as a land bridge to attack this other tentacle, you would be able to do so.
Okay, so I just wanted to say, am I I'm on the shore now?
You're basically, bridge? Yeah, you're kind of on the back of Divot, so you're
Sushi bridge?
There.
Okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, if you wanted to run on land, you could without any penalty to movement. If you'd rather, move across Divot, you can as well. But yeah, no, that's about where you're at right now.
Okay. I would like to ever so kindly return the Maiden's Board back to Bruenor.
It's actually at the bottom of the water.
I wouldn't have held on to that?
It didn't hit you. It just she threw it as close to you as she could, and it sank to the bottom while you were wrapped up in a tentacle. So it was a luck kind of thing that she was able to get it off. But yeah, it's sitting at the bottom of the water right there. That's what that square is.
Fuck things. Why didn't I grab that? I would have if I thought that I hadn't already. Anyway, it's fine. Whatever.
I mean, Divot in your turn was back-to-back in initiative. If you'd like to scoop it, I would say you're probably not going to be able to throw it up to the tower to her.
I mean, that's even person on our team. Are you kidding me?
I know. Yeah, even with like a pretty tremendous strength, that's like a 50-foot tall tower. You're across the river. The island is also tall. You know what I mean? Like it's easy for her to throw it down to you because she's got the angle.
Yeah,
But
I
I mean, if you roll hot,
dropped it in
I could just make it a
style.
high DC. If you wanted to try a really high DC strength check, I'd be down for that.
Look, damn, don't downplay her strength of throwing it down to me. It took a lot of strength to throw it down to me.
It did.
okay?
Emotional,
Right.
mental.
It's separation anxiety. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Don't downplay it, man. That took a lot.
You're right.
And it helped me out. I can breathe underwater.
True that.
Well, fuck. I guess I know. I mean, I would like to, but again, I don't tactically trying to go against the odds on that one and throw it back up to her at this point.
It'd be
You
hard.
can hold on to it for me. You let me kill something with the ladies, so you can just hold on to the shield for me if you want.
I
Strap
can,
it to your back.
I
Whatever you
can
want to
dig
do.
it. I can dig that.
You don't
Yeah,
have to throw it back to me right away.
you right. So yeah, I'll just hold on to it and I'll just go to Pound Town on things with it. I'll just smash. Oops, I don't know what the link
Use
is.
it however you
It's
want,
like-
man.
What are you
Things
smashing?
Yeah, so I'll land or meat bridge. I believe. Do we agree on meat bridge?
Ooh, meat
Yeah,
bridge.
no
That's
offense,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shark steak, meat bridge.
Shark steak.
Yeah. Yeah. Run up the back of Divot and just take the maiden's board and just be like, I know you're a tentacle, but I'm gonna smash you.
You see it wriggles like its feelings are hurt.
Yeah, like maybe I'll just have the maiden's board in one hand and like run up the back and like, can I try to grab it and just smash it into the shield and be like, is that how you use this?
Yeah, if you want to attack with the shield, you can. It's not as strong as your magical axes, though.
Yes, I do. I want to attack with the shield.
That's awesome. Like it's super cool.
Yeah.
All right, so you are proficient in shields. Give me just a D20 plus your proficiency modifier plus your strength modifier.
Okay. So D20.
That's you guys.
Crit hit. Team, welcome back.
One-way ticket to Pound Town.
Oh, dope. All right.
First class ticket.
So Thoricus, you're gonna do me 2d6. You crit, give me a double damage with that. You get to add your strength modifier twice. No, you don't. It's just double dice. So 2d6 plus your strength modifier.
Oh, God.
Is it enough? Is it enough? What's your strength modifier?
5.
It's minus. Okay, Thoricus, what? How do you do this? What do you do to him?
So like I said, not proficient in shields, never breathed underwater before, just rode a shark for the first time. You know, I'm trying to just take it all in, but I'm gonna go back to my roots because there's a lot of unknown happening right now. So I just grab the tentacle as I'm running up the back of the shark, and I'm like, ooh, shield, I can smash stuff. And then I'm just gonna grab it and just basically turn it into tentacle jelly and be like, Bruenor, this is how you do this, right? And you just keep smashing it until it
You got it.
all over me.
You're
I'll clean the
doing it.
shield off. That's it, right? Though?
Proud
That's
of
how
you.
you use the shield. Thanks,
Proud of you.
buddy.
Real, you feel like the waves of water as he just like crushes this paddleboard over and over, just like, whoa, God. And just like each wave comes with another bigger dose of this electric blue blood until it's so bright that you're just like, you feel like you're inside of a lava lamp. You're like, oh God, as this just liquefied tentacle. And you kind of pierce through the electric blue water and you see that all the other tentacles start shaking again as well. As this tentacle begins floating down the river.
God
It's not like a thing anymore. It's like a mush.
It's been properly muddled.
Delicious.
It's an adios mother sucker.
The good old Muddlin Bort does the trick.
Muddlin' board.
All right,
Nope,
Thoricus. You got anything else, or
Cool.
just savagely decimating that tentacle? Is that going to do it for you there?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't move, did I?
Not really, no, because you're still on divot. I would say maybe 5 feet of your movement you used. If you wanted to reach the rocks, you could. If you wanted to move closer toward where the boat, remember the boat's sunk underwater. But if you wanted to get that way, or even over kind of toward the island, you could get to pretty much any of those. Where do you want to go?
Well, I want to move over here, like towards the rocks and stuff, to be closer to Toko and Creefus, and possibly, if I could, like at this point, maybe throw the maiden sport to Tynna, who's on Brian, who I'm gonna guess is probably gonna at some point get back to Bruenor, and then we don't have to do contested strength tests.
Throwing the shield would probably be an action though, and you used your attack, so that you could try to throw the shield on your next turn. But you can get up to the rocks. If you wanted to use your action surge, you could buy yourself another action that way. In which case, you could either throw the shield, climb the rocks, do whatever you would want with the action. But yeah, using your attack action, your action's pretty much already over.
Okay. That sucks. But
Make it work.
It is what it is. Huh?
Make it work.
Them's
We
the
always
breaks,
do.
Pally.
We always
We'll
do.
figure it out. Figure it out.
Fuck yeah. All right. Fuck it. I'm done. I feel good. I feel good about that turn.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. All right, sweet. So Thoricus, you're kind of like you feel the rocks, and you're a strong dude. You pretty much start kind of climbing your way up. You don't really, for the sake of how much move you have left, just storyline. You start kind of climbing up the rocks.
Can
One
I,
of the
call
rocks.
out to Toko? Like,
What's that?
Be like, dude. I was like, can I call out to Toko and be like, hang on, bro. I'm like, Papa's coming.
You hear that now you're closer, you kind of start hearing the chinks of the chains. You hear, yes, brother, yes. And it's just kind of like swelling his muscles to prevent being crushed by these chains. As one of the rocks, as you're climbing, kind of skitters off the wall and plops into the water. Real, bloop, you see this little rock float by in front of you. What do?
That's my best friend's rock. I can just tell. I'm still in Doomfish mode, so, walk the walk, talk the talk. But I'm in my hiding spot. And even in this form, I still got that smell sniper goodness. And what's a captain without a ship, man? So, I'm gonna smell snipe a little create bonfire right on that fucking boat, just so Captain Queefus can see.
All right, yeah, go ahead and actually do me a favor, cast Create Bonfire. I just want to see if it's like magical fire or if it's just creating a standard fire, which would probably be doused by the water.
Oh, that's right. You said it's underwater.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it is underwater. I know. It's my stupid fault. I did that thing where I layered it on the map. Yes.
Just as bonfire.
Yeah, and I'm sorry. It is. It is because it ignites flammable objects. It is, since it's underwater. That you might want to not do that. It's the same.
Yeah, no, I think
Sorry,
better
man.
of it. It's okay. But I remember. Do you guys remember Mortal Kombat? How water's the element that brings life and that defeats Sub-Zero? There's bitch Sub-Zero in the movie, but whatever. Instead of fire, let's go the other way and Ray of Frost it. So that way I know it's a little slowed down. A little bit.
Hey, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, give me a Ray of Frost.
And you're blessed, too.
And I'm blessed. Fuck.
Too blessed
Yeah,
to be stressed.
in Elmira, Mortal Kombat is actually a tome. So that's a religion. And so yeah, I'm very familiar.
So, the smell sniper gives me the distance, but my new feat, magical ambush, means when I'm hidden from a creature, it's got disadvantage as well.
All right. So
I mean, it's a boat, so I don't know, really.
So Rial, again, I apologize because it's a little bit my fault for not. It's like we haven't played for so long. It's like I want to there is a tentacle that is wrapped around the ship, holding it underwater. Like that was the thing that actually pulled it down. So as you're kind of like, again, you're kind of going through your mind as you're like, which spell, you're thinking of fire or ice and which way to go. It does have to be a creature, and so you wouldn't be able to frost the ship, but you are looking at the tentacle that's holding it. That's a valid target.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, so you hit a 20 AC, and that is a hit for 10 damage. Man, that's hilarious. You and Thoricus. 10 damage. Rial, I will let you decide with how you want to do this spell. It's out of hit points now. Like I said, each one that gets killed, the remaining ones seem to be getting weaker. And so do you want to freeze it where it is or just destroy it?
Let me see. I'm thinking I might just fucking destroy it. It's the one holding the boat, yeah?
Correct.
Yeah, all right.
All right, so you kind of spear this ice bolt through the river, and it kind of freezes along the way. Little icicles just fading off as the beam shoots through the water. It pierces into the tentacle. You see it, it's wrapped around the entire body of the ship, kind of pulling it down. And you watch as the entire tentacle just freezes over with ice. And then the pressure of the boat wanting to return to the surface suddenly breaks the tension of the ice. And it just explodes into a bunch of ice cubes. And the boat shoots back up and is now floating back on top of the water the way the map intended.
Yeah, I'll try and burn that later. Let's set it on fire at a later date. Count on it.
All right, so you got anything else, Rial?
Yeah, so, I don't know. It seems like we already are working on a plan to get Bruenor her shield back. But after getting hit by that glyph, just that magical fucking shit that rocked me a little bit, I can sense there's some magical business going on at that tower, and I'm gonna jet through the water. My friends cleared my path, so as close as I can get to the island, that'd be great.
Like an Olympic diver, because I've been watching a lot of the Olympics, just for no motion loss, like every beat moves you along the way.
And with the cunning action dash on top of it, would I be able to get to, on land?
You would, yeah. Yeah, you would be able to make it with the dash. You'd actually make it, I'm sorry, I have Divot's icon there. He is the shark, I just have it there for later. But you could kind of do a sweet breach of water pop up and actually be on the land at the level that the tower is at. You would still be at the base of the tower, but.
Beautiful, yeah. So as I jump out of the water between just this burst, I'm just needing to help my friend while I'm airborne and before I land on the actual island, cancel out the alter self, so I'm just regular Rial again.
So dope. You as you land, kind of like water dripping off you, so too does the magic of your illusion as it drips to the ground, and sweet Rial is sitting there in his flowing white cloak. You look up and you so in tune with the arcane energies, you can just smell the magic kind of dripping off this old tower. Something happened here probably eons ago, just for mid-millennia, but it's just got that smell of the highly magical places. But yeah, dude, you've managed to land on the beach. You look up and you see Bruenor kind of peeking through a crack, just oh my god, just looking at you as you emerge from the water. And then as the magic spell splashes off you, see her just ugh, and turn back to her battle. But you also, Rial, kind of what's that? Oh yeah, that thing. You look down, you see that barrel sitting down there on the east side of the island. So Rial, if that's the end of your turn. It is
yes,
the tentacles.
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, so these tentacles are coming hot. They all just kind of shoot under the ground and then burst up at new places. Thoricus, one just breaches the beach. You see it's barely even underwater based to its length, but it's gonna try to grab you as you climb upon the rock. It is gonna have disadvantage because you used the movement to like put yourself in that position. So you see him taking a swing. Sorry, it's taking a sec. Ooh, even with disadvantage. 18 AC?
You're muted. You're muted. Well, not that anymore.
You're muted.
I didn't swear one single word just now. Not one. No, actually, with my hate mail, I am a 19.
Ooh, spicy.
That's right. You got your White Ranger armor now. Dope, dude. Yeah, you see it's a kind of tentacles. It's trying to peel you off the wall, as if like trying to stop you from getting to Crephus. You can tell like this is a defensive maneuver that they're trying to do, but not all of them are able to get as far. One's gonna come down and try to take a shot at Brian. Just kind of scratching at the underside of him. Ooh, God, only rolling an 8, so 13 AC.
Oh wait, nope. He's at motherfucking 14, baby.
Oh, dope. Okay, so Brian, you see that one. There is quite a few coming your way though, so just keep that handy. You see another one pops up and shoots a grab at you at Brian as well. Trying to peel him down. 14 AC. That's
Is 14.
Is it?
Fucking
Okay.
damn it.
So you see they're not nearly as strong. Bruenor, you're noticing this too.
But also that doesn't apply here, right? The bless?
Ooh, no,
Or-
that's just saving throws
Saving
and attacks. Yeah.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. So again, you guys have weakened these things pretty significantly with each one that you've killed, but it does manage to hit. It does plus 3, 7. It's just bludgeoning damage. And then it's a DC 12 strength saving throw for Brian, or he is restrained.
Wow.
Perfect. Tie on the money, girl.
Woo.
All right, so yeah, you see, Brian, again, that one arm that he kind of braced against the wall face, like helped pay off as the tentacle tries to pull him and Tynna down. He just kind of flaps his wing that he had tucked down to break him off and give him some space. Divot, the two of them. What was that?
I said, get off me, bitch.
Divot, two of them coming your way, buddy. Let's see.
Do it, you bastards!
The rolls are slow tonight.
You said it was -7?
Yeah, 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay, just making sure.
And then, that's 19, 23 AC for the first one, and then a 6 AC for the second one.
The second one 100% hits. The first one can fuck off.
Oh no, this is on Divot. This is on Shark Divot.
Oh.
Yeah, let me just double check what the shark's AC is.
I might be able to
It's
do
a
that.
13.
Okay. Oh yeah, dope. So 1 hit, 1 miss. Again, the same kind of thing. Divot, DC 12 strength saving throw.
You were right.
Feel pretty good about this. All right, this plus 6.
Fuck. Why do you gotta say that?
Are you blessed? Divot's not blessed.
No, he's not.
No.
Yeah. All right, so that is actually
Wait,
a fail. You are. What's that?
Is that Divot rolling that, or is that the shark rolling that?
It's the shark.
It's the shark, even
That's why
with
it
a
has
plus
+6.
6 to my
Oh
strength.
my god, what?
Yeah. Yeah, sharks are strong. He's just restrained though, so it's like your speed just becomes 0, Divot. It's not, you don't lose your attack or anything.
Did I take any damage?
Yes.
Okay.
I just
So then I'll have to roll concentration.
again, not having my my thing is killing me. Only 6 damage, 6 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
So the DC for your concentration check is 10.
Concentration.
Oh,
Let's see.
god.
So yes, as it wraps around you, Divot, you feel it start squeezing in, and then it almost like squeezes the magic out of you as you shrivel back up into your original form.
Well, they just fucked up because now I remember how to cast spells again.
Right?
And you don't have to breathe.
I'm just gonna hide this shark down here, because who knows what Divot. All right. All right. So yeah, David, you are restrained by this tentacle, which grants the other one. If we're actually no, the first one missed. The second one hit. So yes, these two swing at you, Divot, and the other two are going to kind of float to either side of the ship. And you see them once more, like each tentacle wraps over each side of the ship. They're trying to pull it down, but they're not as strong as they were. And so they're it's gonna take a little bit of time. You see the two of them. I'm gonna give them a strength check, and then I'll let you know how many rounds you have. Oh, actually, they rolled pretty good, so -1 from this. Okay, so yeah, you see the ship starts like pulling down and the water on the edge is nearly breaching to the top of the ship. You don't know how long, none of you are, this isn't like an area of expertise for any of you, but it does look like the ship is yielding. It's going toward the water. It looks like it's, you hear the ship kind of creaking. It's not as finesse or strong as magical as it was originally. It's almost like it's being grappled down by these two tentacles. You hear the great straining of the wood as the boat, attempts to keep rising to the top of the water. But yeah, it does look a little perilous. You see, as the tentacles are now done, Creefus is standing, at the top of the cliff. He's got Toko kind of grappled up with his chains holding onto him, and you see he just kind of starts walking over here toward the edge. You see Toko drugged behind him, his immense strong muscles kind of like bracing as the crushing chains wrap around his body. You see he just kind of like gestures forward, and Toko's body floats out over the edge of the cliff. And you see Creefus, he looks down, Thoricus, at you as you start to climb the cliff. He looks down, kind of makes eye contact with you. You see his sinister, twisted eyes, the piercings all over his skin and body as he just kind of sadistically smiles and stares you in the eye. Was it the rocker then? Some god of yours? Here, rocker! And he sticks both of his spears through Toko's chest. You see the hook edges of them stick out the other side, and just like the anchors into Tynna Smoothhands, you see he pulls back, and the hooks capture the flesh at the back of Toko's body. You see his body comes forward, and again, Creefus sticks his foot out. His great boot presses in the chest of Toko as he's pulling back on the hooks, pushing forward with his feet. You see blood just starts pouring out of the body of Toko, falling as red drips mixed in with the mist of the waterfall. And that's where we're gonna pick it up after intermission, guys.
Whoa.
That poor sweet bugbear.
Oh man. I love D&D. All right, guys, we have a 10-minute intermission. We have amazing fan art contributed by some amazingly brilliant artists. We have incredible music, all of our original music created by the wonderful Sandy Stein. Absolute genius. Listen to the tracks, check out the art, get yourself some water, make sure you hydrate, and we will see you in 10 minutes for some more of this crazy shit. God, I miss D&D. So good. Welcome back, buds, to Weed&d. Oh my God, dudes, we're working against some conflict deadlines, so we're gonna jump right the fuck back in. You know, we all see Toko hanging over the edge, the blood drops mixing in with the mist of the waterfall as these tentacles are wrapped around. No, they didn't end up wrapping around Brian. You know, it's just attempting to snatch at each one of you guys. Bruenor battling Moody Black on the top of the tower. So he has done his attack. Toko actually still has a few hit points left, so he's not in great shape. He is definitely bleeding. Bruenor, what do you do?
All right. So there's something that I remember about these crows on the out in the sea, because when I left Elmira, I mainly helped trade with ships for a while. So I'm not unfamiliar to these boats and how they would send crows out and stuff and never come back. In fact, something I knew about Moody is she would pretend to take crows because there's land to lure boats her direction, and then they would take them over and all that kind of stuff too. So something that I would do, is I know that crows love shinies. Crows love shinies, crows love trinkets, and I know that some of these crows are no longer of their being. I would like to see if I can still appeal to their instinct to like shinies. And I'm gonna take out that crimson colored scarab and I want to toss it kind of across the room to get their attention, and then jump over Moody I'm gonna just touch that crystal.
Sweet.
I'm gonna do something crazy.
You are, all right, so you are throwing, it's like you're throwing this scarab, you know it has some weird magical properties. You guys don't know a ton of the truth about it, but you're using it kind of as a distraction to buy you the opportunity to slide by to this crystal. Moody kind of floating. Give me a deception check. So you can do this. She might get an AOO on you, if the deception doesn't work.
Well.
Oh, no. It's just too good for this world. She can't die.
Wait, nope. I'm gonna use Indomitable.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Indomitable is only for saving throws.
Okay, fine. I'm probably gonna need it, so.
No, it's okay. She just gets an AOO on you. So basically, you try to get around her to, you distract her. Again, a good half of the crows look, but again, she's made up of hundreds of crows, and so it's it doesn't seem that her attention is diverted by a couple of the crows being distracted. She only hits a 17 AC anyway, so she misses with the AOO. And yeah, you're at the crystal, Bruenor. What do you want to do?
I want to lay hands on it.
All right, Bruenor, give me an Arcana check.
Well, we're gonna give it a go. Double. Okay. 14. So,
Bruenor, in this moment, your hands, as they touch the stone, you feel that green electric energy fill your body. And suddenly, it's like you're looking through a looking glass lens from this crystal. But you don't know how to steer the ship. You're like, I want to look up, and suddenly it's kind of like...
Inverted.
So, Bruenor, you can fire this thing, but you can't necessarily aim it. So you're gonna roll a random number, and you may, if you want to shoot it, hit friend or foe. It's too strong for your arcane knowledge. You're not, you've never really used this kind of thing before.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
So, let me think.
Yeah, okay.
1, 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that a go.
All right, roll me 1d10.
Oh,
I basically
shit.
have numbered them from
I got
left to,
excited.
not 20, sorry, a d10. From left to right, and 1, 2, 3, okay, you actually end up, yes, you blast one of the tentacles, the one that's trying to grab at Thoricus. Roll me 1d20 plus 10. And it does 4d6 force damage.
4D.
This is what Rial took a bite of before. You see the stone, you're kind of like shooting it. You can't really shoot it around. Ooh, what a poopy roll.
And it's on right now, guys.
Oh man.
It's like when you shoot a laser that's too strong, it just kind of arcs out of the way. You manage to slice off some of the tentacles. Unfortunately, 5 is actually not enough to kill it. So you do see that some more of that blue electrical blood starts spilling into the water. But 5, because you guys keep exactly killing these things, 5 is not enough. This one is still alive. But yeah, you're kind of amazed at the magic power of this thing, Bruenor, but it is a little outside of your wheelhouse.
question. I mean,
Yes.
it's not an animal, but if I try to maybe use my handling to like ride the wave, if it's like whoa, like can I like slowly get better at it if I'm like?
I like the idea. We can try that with your next attack. We'll give you a handling, an animal handling.
Something.
I'm not going to say you can't try to do it. I'm not going to tell you whether or not it'll work. But, I mean, certainly. So yeah, that's your move and your action. Did you want to do anything with your bonus action, Bruenor?
I would like to action search,
Dope.
Nice.
Dope. Yeah, you have another action.
and I want to try shooting this laser.
All right, roll me 1d10.
Oh my god.
Again,
Thanks,
could be
with a
friend,
warning
could be
shot.
foe. There's more foes than friends, so you're pretty good there. 2, 3. Okay, this is the tentacle that's on Tynna.
Nice.
Or that's below 10 rather.
Okay,
so
so
1d10 plus 10, or 1d20 plus 10. That hits, and then 4d6 force damage.
Bam. Okay. 9.
All right, it's still alive, but just barely. You see, it's pretty badly eviscerated. It's the strike of magic, like a big beam of laser, just of brutal force magic, spinning around. It cuts off, a good portion of this tentacle that's nearest Tynna, as she kind of floats on Brian, and it's so almost dead. So you could probably figure out how many hit points it had, and that would be your second attack there, Bruenor.
Awesome. So then, as Brian, I'm done. Can I now be Brian?
Yes.
Okay, I want Brian to bite at that tentacle.
Dope.
Hold on, where did this go? Okay,
even
fine.
he realizes that had you maybe rolled one more number, he might have been hit by that beam.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's dope. 17 AC hits. So go ahead and roll damage. But what does Brian do to this tentacle? Oh, here, if you just click the word bite.
1d10. Yeah, one. Okay, here it is. Bam! That did it. I was just making sure because I was.
And he's blessed. He's blessed.
Yeah, so he hit it even in. So yeah, he would get to add 1d4 to his attack to see if it hit, but it did hit. So, but had he missed, that bless could have come in clutch. He rolled a 1, but he did 3 damage, which is enough. It only had 1 hit point left.
Yeah! He just goes, gets it.
All right, so this one here, yeah, he can snack it down, man. He can do whatever he wants. He kills it.
Great. Yeah, he sees the thing shoot it, and then he just does a quick and just bites it in half so that the top part comes off and falls.
Nice.
Yeah.
Again, you see him just kind of like floating. I don't want to make you nervous. I'm just putting them over here because it's easier. They're not like reforming over there. Is a triad by the barrel. So the barrel. So yes, that's if that's the end of your turn, Bruenor. It's Moody. All right, so Bruenor, Moody sees you, just kind of you watch as it almost like it walks through its own back, like rather than turn around and look at you, it just kind of phases the other way around and is now looking at you. You hear the of all the crows. A couple of them fly out from underneath, kind of this ghastly sight of this haunted robe floating in front of you, and you see these 2 black twisted hands reach out and grab the stone. It's gonna attempt to use it as well. It does get an Arcana check, just like you did. It's a little bit better at this stuff. Read a lot better. And it rolled a 19. So yes, Bruenor, you feel as that same energy that you've been projecting forward is now almost like somebody plugging the barrel of a gun and shooting, the energy coming back and blowing out the backside. That beam of energy shoots out and blasts you in the stomach. But maybe I'll roll as poorly as you did those times. You take 11 force damage. And both you and Moody's hands are kind of fused into this weird magic as you're just staring at each other with crows flying all around you.
This is so hot.
Kiss. Tynna Smoothhands, what do you do?
Yes. Okay, so that tentacle on the far side. I want us. It's within 60 feet. Yeah.
It is.
Okay, yeah, I want a sacred flame that
Dope.
toasted alive.
The one that's the one that's already been the one that's been hit already.
Yes, the one that's been hit already.
Yeah. I think that would be the one. Actually, the one that was in real bad shape just got killed by Brian, but this one over here by Thoricus is also, but it's pretty badly wounded.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's closer. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and, well, I saw Bruenor shoot a freaking laser at it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing. We're lighting things on fire right now. Yeah, so I'm gonna light it up.
Fire it up. Fire it up. I think he gets to make a dexterity saving throw.
So, yeah.
DC 16, holy crap. Well, he rolled a 6, so he doesn't have plus 10 to his dexterity, I assure you. 11 damage, Tynna. What do you do?
Yeah, so I'm just excited to be back in the game, you know? So I kind of turned myself around on Brian, and the holy energy is already like emanating from my stomach, and it flows freely through my hands, and I just kind of let that turn into a magical flame that singes this bad boy.
Dope. All right. It works. You know, you see the burning magical energy just kind of sears the outside of this thing as it is eviscerated by this holy magic. It burns away. You see, you know, Thoricus kind of gives you, looks over at you, no longer having it whip at him. He resumes his little climb up the wall. Do you have anything else, Tynna?
No, that's it for right now.
Dope. Divot, you see your sister, your half-sister, shoot a beam of light and eviscerate one of these tentacles. You've got one kind of wrapped around you. Remember, you're restricted in this moment. As you're kind of, if you want, you can use your action to break free, or if you don't need to move, then you can just kind of cuddle with it and use your stuff.
All right, I see that I've got the tentacle wrapped around me. I see that Tynna's like not hurting like as much as she was before. Everybody seems to be handling themselves. I look up at the hatchet.
He's floating up in the air.
Feel right. He is supposed to die, but not right now. And I'm gonna misty step out of the tentacles as close to him as I can get.
Dope, yeah. So what? Misty step 30 feet, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Yeah, so I'll get as close as I can. With
basically, by Thoricus would be about as close.
All right, yeah, and then I'll use my movement to go the rest of the way.
Cool. Dope. Yeah, you just see the tentacle, as if it was grabbing onto you. It slips out, and you pop up over here. And then, we've actually said this cliff edge isn't too bad. So yeah, you managed to get yourself with your movement and the misty step. If your skeleton hand's gonna pull you over the top, and you're standing there looking at him. Channeling this energy, connecting you to death. This acorn that's beating within you. Your understanding of the timelines and how these twisted spirits are all messed up. The Drown'd Hounds are responsible for many of these strange wandering spirits, and you're kind of like looking around the moment as a bit of the agent of death that death has asked you to be. What do you do?
I want to walk up behind the hatchet and make direct eye contact with the with the pirate. And can I sense, is the hatchet at 0 health points, or is he just very badly wounded?
He's very badly wounded at this point. I mean, he's like gonna be like, when the next time that Creepus does something to him, he will die.
Okay, hold on a second then. I was expecting that he was dead.
He's bleeding, he's in real bad shape, but unfortunately he's not quite dead yet.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do then. I look at my eyes roll into the back of my head as soon as I notice that I have his attention, and I'm like, this is all a waste of time. And I put my hands on the hatchet and I prepared can I prepare the cantrip Spare the Dying for when for when he does pass?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
All right, so Divot, you channel this again. You're being called by death to, sort of serve his function, especially as he's being pulled away and not attending to his duties more. You're starting to feel that internal calling, that balance to the flow of life. There are people who should die, and it seems like Creepus and these magical energies operate in opposition to that. you know. And so it's like, again, if you remember that that you were spoken to of the fact that the Drown'd Hounds have killed so many people that it's like their death toll has done something to the balance as well, and that by dispatching them, you may be able to service some more spiritual power for Ubre the Creaseless. And so you're kind of, you know, channeling that new calling from death. You know, the idea of, if death is not here, then am I the closest thing to that? And you plant your hand on him, and you cast the spiritual energy through him, and you see Creaseless. He turns and he looks at you in the eyes, Divot. And he goes, "Dead one, I'll make you a deal right now. Come with me, and your friends live." You see Toko's body being squeezed still. You look down, you know, at Tynna, you know, still bleeding, a little wounded, laying on the back of Brian. You see Bruenor getting blasted by these waves. "What do you say, boy? You want to come with me?"
I say yes.
Divot, as your skeleton fingers are placed on the back of the body of Toko the Hatchet, you see suddenly this strange energy leaches your hand to him. And you feel as both of your bodies change place. Suddenly, Divot, it is your frame now hung and suspended by the crushing chains. You guys hear the crushing energy as they settle to the strength of Divot's body. You look down, you know, you see suddenly Toko just falls to the ground, you know, far too close to death to do anything, but not quite dead yet, just laying in a puddle of his own blood. You see Creaseless jumps off the cliff. You know, Divot suspended in the chains around his back. His feet land on the ship, and you see the boat start shooting down the river. You see it blasts into the bridge on the south side, like now that it's not underwater, it's too large for this river's frame. And you see it actually takes out the entire southwestern bridge. You see the ship kind of bumping off of sand and stone as it continues plummeting down toward the southeast, where these rivers continue onward. Divot on board, Creaseless with him. And that's where we're going to pick it up next time. Guys!
Absolutely. Excuse me.
Holy crap, dudes. We had a little constricted timeline this week, but God, we had to play. And I'm so glad we did. And I love you human beings so goddamn much. That was so much fun. I cannot wait to play next week. Same bad time, same bad channel, baby. Every Tuesday here on twitch.tv/ArtHardStudios. We re-up all our sessions to YouTube the following Friday. So please follow us, subscribe over there, ring the bell, do all the stuff. Follow us on all our Twitters and Instagrams, and come to the Discord. See these animations. Bruenor be wiggling with Brian, and it's one of my favorite things. It makes me laugh. Thank you so much to the buds. Thank you so much to everybody for all of your support, especially as we've kind of had some pretty heavy weeks here. Honestly, it means the world to me, those of you that just reached out and really kind of helped get us through all this, man. It is my very great joy to do this. It is my very great joy to see these people every week. I needed this so much more than I think I ever could have known. So thank you guys so much. Holy fuck, dudes. We got us a little ritual we like to do around here. Maybe you've heard about it. Maybe you haven't, but we like to take a lighter. Still got the sky blue guy here. Make sure we're not gonna light any of our friends, family, or household pets on fire, and go. Lighters up. Thanks for playing some of that good D&D with us. We fucking love you guys. Mwah!
What just happened?
That's crazy.
Oh my.
So what? You can't touch me, 'cause I'm from the internet.